good evening, or good afternoon, or whatever it is. Oh God, winter, eh? Winter. Short days. Completely lose track of what's going on, what day it is, what time it is. And why can't I get my pissing key into this hole? Ah. Oh, there's Nicky with a bin. I was a good boy, I did mine earlier. Sorry. Horrible noise, isn't it? Right. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Let's go driving to work on a Thursday.
Channel's not any good, but he's a nice guy. I'm sorry, Mr. Boaty.
You make YouTube videos with...
Oh, you had me at YouTube videos. Let's go, Boaty.
Well, this is my life now, my lovelies. Going to work in the dark. And it's raining, and it has been raining biblically, and I mean biblically, for about a week. And annoyingly, during the lovely summer that we had, I completely forgot to build an ark, which is very much what's required now. And it's too bloody wet and cold to get out and build one. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm on kind of high ground, so I might survive. Unless it is a complete end of the world scenario, in which case I've had a good innings and it's been fun. What's going on with you guys? How has your week been? Mine has been... God, it's winter, I can't remember. What have I done this week? Sod all. Slept longer than usual. Not wanted to get out of bed in the morning. Drank wine. Monday was... Well, we didn't do anything that I was hoping to do on Monday. Jesus Christ. Seriously, it's been raining like this. Maybe you can't tell on there. All you can see is a smudge of bloody headlights on a dark road ahead. But the rain is persisting down. And it's been like this bloody non-stop. My windy bottom is exceedingly moist, my lovelies. So Monday was sausage sandwich day, and I have to say that was quite the success. I'm blown away by and it's not like I didn't know. I'd forgotten the difference between a really good, locally produced, organic sausage devoid of crap, compared to supermarket offerings. And, I really must start using the local farm shops more. Even Chatsworth, which kind of goes against the grain. But it's nice to support the Duke and Duchess of Devonshire because, you know, I expect they're feeling the pinch, much as are we all. That's what I was trying to say. Much as are we all. Tricky chap, Johnny language. Yeah, so sausage sandwich was good. Oh, well, I had a fun Monday night, didn't I? A bit fraught, but it was kind of nice to get out into Sheffield for a bit of a change. So there we are. And then the rest of the week has just been... What? What do you mean this accessory may not be supported? Don't be impertinent. Oh, it's because I've got a non-Apple iPhone. Are you even still filming? Go away. I'll press dismiss. That'll teach you. Hopefully that films through all of that nonsense. Oh, and also I'm recording this on not the right phone. My normal recording phone, as regular sufferers of this channel will be aware, is an elderly iPhone 6, and that was replaced with an elderly iPhone 7 Plus. But the problem with that is it came second hand, as all of my phones do until this most recent one, and the microphone is a bit duff and the speaker is a lot duff. But my normal recording camera is home at Windy Bum, all set up, ready for tonight's live ready for tonight's live stream. So I'm risking this and hoping that the sound isn't too bad. Christ above, this is bloody miserable. It really is. Oh, roll on spring. Mind you, you have to sort of set, you have to do things in manageable chunks. So I can't think about getting through the whole of the winter. So at the moment I'm patting myself on the back for having got through Halloween and bonfire night. I'm patting myself on the back for not committing murder when I walk into a pissing supermarket and see things telling me Merry Christmas and buy cheap mince pies. It's fucking November! And I'm setting my sights on the winter solstice, my lovelies. The shortest day, which is, if you didn't know, December the 21st. And whilst you've still got the thick end of the winter in front of you after that, at least you've got the solace of knowing that things are going in the right direction. As in, the days are getting longer and the nights are getting shorter. And when we've passed that, then we can concentrate on the clocks going forward. Oh God, even on high ground like this, there are floods, not floods, but localized flooded areas on the roads where there's a hollow or something. Should we have a bit of a fleet update? I haven't done a fleet update for ages. You might be wondering what's going on with them. Right, well, excuse me. I managed to disguise that burp. You'd never have known I did it if I hadn't just told you that I'd done a burp, which I disguised. Yeah. So, cars. Well, tonight I am in Brian Johnston, and the reason I'm not in my usual work car, which is the Honourable HJ Rover, my Rover 45, is it has no MOT. The MOT has expired, and it's going to need at least some furdling to acquire a new MOT. I think it's going to require a new exhaust midsection, may need a tyre, and then whatever else the bloody MOT inspector can find with his little hammer. Oh dear me. So that's on the to-do list. What about the rest? Brian Johnston is, I mean, he's going absolutely grand. I've done some little bits and pieces to him. The main problem with Brian Johnston is the ongoing issue with the rear tailgate. The wiring has become somewhat compromised. So basically, the car thinks that the hatchback is open, which means that I've got a warning light on my dash. It means that when I lock the door, it sounds the horn. And it means that I can't actually open the bloody boot because it thinks it's already open. It doesn't have a mechanical release. The only release is on the remote control, and that doesn't work because it thinks it's already open. Not an uncommon problem, I'm led to believe, and it requires some soldering in the loom or a new loom putting in or whatever it requires. It's something that I can't bloody do. So if anybody cleverer than me would like to help me out with that, I would be exceedingly grateful, and I would cook you a nice lunch. Just concentrate on this junction for a while. And because of the pants weather, the car's just fogged up to the max. Oh, let's get through the rest of the car, shall we? I'll just notch that heater up, which means that you might struggle to hear me, especially as I'm recording on the phone with the Rover microphone. We'll see how this comes out. I don't have to use it. If it's no good, I can just throw it away. I can just press delete, or I could put it out there anyway and make you supper. We'll see. Where was I? Other cars. Okay. You will know that the Honourable Sheeson, my beloved 25 IXL CVT step speed auto. Yeah, it's been missing for a while. Hold up at Captain Mustard's place, Project Nigel HQ. But my lovelies, exciting news. I almost said he, and I mustn't say he. Sheeson is non-binary, so we refer to them as them, and they, and there. So flood, and there might be another one just down here. Oh, it's not too bad. Another one here potentially. No, that's not too bad. Oh, one here. Ugh. Not as bad as it can be. Not as bad as I thought it would be, considering all of the rain. Yeah, there's been a bit of behind-the-scenes shenanigans and jiggery pokery, and hopefully, if all goes according to plan, I will be going to collect Sheeson before too long, and they will be coming home with me with a nice, shiny, fresh MOT. And I have missed them like crazy. I adore that car. Partly because of the car that it is, and partly because of the personal history with it being Hui's car, Chinese Madam's car, and I just miss it, and they should be at home with me and with the family, not shoved away on some random, well, not random, it's a very lovely yard where owned by my very lovely friend, and where I've spent some very lovely times. But the point is that Sheeson should be at home, and hopefully they soon will be. So that's 3 of them dealt with. Let's move on to Sir Arnold Robinson, my 2-litre Rover 75 CDTI 131 PS Connoisseur Special Edition Automatic. Christ almighty. Oh. He's okay. I am planning to call out the AA tomorrow to furtle his lights. Stupid and weedy as it may sound, there are a lot of cars that I can't change the headlamp bulb on. And it's not because I'm mechanically inept, although I am. There are cars where I can change headlamp bulb, but there are cars where I can't, not because of my ineptitude, but because I've got bloody great big shovel hands, and so many of them now have got lousy pissing access. Now, I have full AA cover, of course I do. I have 6 elderly MG Rovers, and I could rant about this actually, because the AA is really good value when you first join, and you pay like 25 or 28 quid or something per month for the first year for all singing, all dancing cover. And when they've got you for a year, whether you like it or not, they upgrade you to silver membership, which means you get a nice booklet and a different membership card that's coloured silver, which actually matches the card, so I should probably like that, really, shouldn't I? And you get a load of benefits that you didn't want and will never use, and they up your direct debit to about 45 pissing quid without a by your leave. Now, the sensible person, the astute person, the on-the-ball, financially aware person would cancel their membership and start again from scratch and save whatever it is, 18 quid a month or something like that. And that's exactly what I intend to do every time. And I've done it once, but in fact I did it a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever it was. But this time I just forgot, and I can't be arsed. You know, there's other things occupying my attention, burning questions. I've got a to-do list with about 469 million things on it, and I'll never live long enough to do them all, and I keep adding more things. Where was I? So yeah, so I've got this stupidly expensive fucking AA membership, and because I use different cards, I use them sparingly and whatnot, I break down much less often than you probably imagine. So I don't get my money's worth out of this AA membership. So my New Year's resolution, even though it's not New Year, is to call them out for anything and everything and get my bloody money's worth. So tomorrow I'm going to call them out, have a look at the fog lamps and see if it's just a dodgy relay. Remember the fog lamps that were on all the time and Wendy Craig traced to a relay? Now I don't know if it's just a faulty relay or what, but I will get the AA out on the pretense of looking at that as if it's just happened, and I will get them to change the headlamp bulb for me. So that's that. Who's next? Miss Henrietta Pye, the lovely Tora. Nothing to report except the slow puncture is still a slow puncture and the tyre needs pumping up. Haven't used it for ages. I really need to start it and turn the wheels over, and remind me I must do that tomorrow or Saturday. There's no great rush, is there? The days just roll into each other at the moment. I hate winter. Oh, damn it. So yeah, and last but not least, the Honourable Stigbert von Thundercock is in fine fettle. Nothing to report there, except that he also, I was supposed to have got a new tyre, and I didn't, and I haven't, and it's still on the list, but there's no rush, is there? still dark and it's still bloody raining. And if you've just joined me, well, where have you been? And why have you just started this video in the middle? That's a bit weird. And I'm weird enough for one channel. We don't need you adding your weirdness. So back to the start of the video with you and watch it properly from the start like everybody else. It'll be better for you and it'll be better for my watch hours. And don't you dare touch that knob. You watch it till the end, you. I'm wagging my finger at you for greater emphasis, even though you can't see. So let that be a lesson to you. Oh, I had a good lunch today, my loves. I really did. I had shish kebab with some nice salad with my own vinaigrette and saffron rice. And it was yummy. I enjoyed it very much. I do like a nice handmade shish kebab. And last night I had Momo. The first of a new batch of Momo. Oh, excuse me. Oh! Have I finished? Hopefully. Yeah, new batch of Momo. And I was interested to try these because I must issue a disclaimer. I did not make these Momo. We have experimented for our personal use. Now, I must stress, any customers of the restaurant or potential customers of the restaurant, all of the Momos we serve in-house, and I say all of them, we only do 2 varieties, meat and vegetable, but they are completely 100% handmade from scratch in every aspect, and they will always be so. But it's enough of a ball ache because they're terribly time and labour intensive to make, because they're hand folded, you see, and it's a real faff, and they really are done from scratch. So all of the spices we grind ourselves. Even the salt and pepper on our table we grind ourselves. The keema is entirely homemade. We don't buy. Keema is the word for mince in a number of Southern Asian languages, by the way. Hence keema naan. So the keema is, again, we don't buy it. It's handmade. We buy top quality meat from top-rated supplier. We mince it ourselves and we mix it with our own hand-ground herbs, as the Americans call it, herbs and spices, and we make it ourselves. But a lot of restaurants can't be asked, and even those that can be asked, when it comes to having Momo at home, which we all like to do because they are pretty much the best thing in the world, it's a lot of a faff, and it can come under, unless you're a housey wifey, housey husbandy type person with oodles of time on your hands, then it can come under the banner heading of life's too bloody short. So, in most Nepali communities around the UK, there will be 1 or 2 people who make their living by making Momo from home, but on a semi-industrial scale. And the other people in the community will buy for their own personal use and quite possibly for their restaurants or businesses. I can just knock the heating down a notch now, so that's good. I think I'll keep up this Thursday night drive to work thing, do it every week, so we can see the changes in light, or maybe not every week. I don't know. it's kind of interesting to have that fixed focal point, isn't it? We can talk about that. What do you think? Let me know, and also let me know, do you prefer a fence, a wall, or a hedge? Shout out in the comments below. Where was I? Momo. Yeah, so in each community there'll be one or two people who make Momo and sell them, and do alright doing so. But in our community, somebody has taken this to a new level, and they have bought something that I didn't even know existed, and it is a Momo making machine. I've got a feeling Chinese Madam had some sort of similar type equivalent thing for making Chinese dumplings, or making, oh, flood, oh yeah, proper flood, because this bridge here, we're going over a bridge over a river and then under a bridge over a railway line. It's a two-bridge situation. Greetings, Honourable Bridge. Yeah, they've invested £6,000 apparently into a Momo making machine, an industrial job, into which you feed your own keema, and I don't know whether you feed your own pastry or whether it makes the pastry for you or what, but it makes the Momo, which obviously is incredibly labour saving, I mean enormously so, and gives a continuity of appearance that you would never get with handmade. But I guess that's a double-edged sword, because would you want that in your restaurant? We don't. It's evident from looking at our Momo, it's very evident. It's very evident that they are handmade, which is probably a good thing. Where's that gone now? Sorry, I'm just looking for something and I'm struggling to find it. That's not it. That's one of them. Where's, oh, it's there. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure if maybe you would want to, anyway, I mean these come out near perfect, and you know they all kind of, there is conformity, there's another word beginning with C. Conformity, continuity, no, hang on. Nothing's working properly, must be the damp. So they have this, they all look the same basically, and they're all the same shape and the same design and the same size. On the whole, that's probably a good thing, I suppose. Anyway, we found out about this, and on Sunday we ordered 500 and shared them between ourselves, and so last night I tried my first lot from my own batch, and yeah, they're absolutely fine, nothing wrong with them at all. To be honest, the Momo themselves are only half of the equation, possibly less than half, maybe only a third of the equation. I'm desperate to know what that building is. How many times have I asked that question? They've been building that for about, oh god, it must be 2 years, and it's still not clear what it is. I'd love to know. It's in an amazing setting. I'd live there. I'd love to have had a house built there. A lot of the Momo experience it's all about the Momo chutney, and that needs to have it needs to be rich and deep in with an intricate spice mix flavour, and above all it needs to have a bloody good chili kick. But anyway, yeah, I had Momo last night and they were nice. And next year, coming on to different subjects now. Next year I plan to do all of the car shows, or a lot of the car shows, or some of the car shows. Bastard! Along with Captain Mustard, who does them anyway. He will be doing them devotedly. I will be doing them ironically. And my plan is to turn up with a table, with the chairs, with my portable stove and with some Momo, set up a Momo station and kind of do my own thing, rather than wander about with a camera making films like everybody else. Which, I mean, it's an interesting statistic, but I understand that for any given car show there are more videos on YouTube than there are people attending it, which doesn't make sense. It defies logical explanation, that does. Well, I suppose it could be explained by people doing it very, very thoroughly, like a chap I admire very much, Mr. Joseph Lloyd of Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. He will often have a show broken down into 14 or 15 episodes, or shambolic shuffles as he terms them. He does a most thorough job indeed, so that might explain why there are more videos on YouTube than there are visitors to the shows. And that leads me on to something else. Now I don't want to say too much because this will probably come to nothing, but somebody approached me with a possible deal which would basically involve swapping my car for their car. And if this were to happen, and it's a big if, but if this were to happen, then it would herald, I suspect, a whole change of how I viewed my fleet. Indeed, it would change the fleet itself. And, well, I'll talk about that another time if it happens. But what it would definitely mean would be that I would have an out-and-out show car for next year's show season. It's been used as a show car of recent times, and it would be a similar kind of thing from it. But that's all pie in the sky at the moment. We'll see what happens with that. And I don't think there's much else to tell you really. I've had some enjoyable baths. I've done some laundry. I've thought about things, some important things, some inconsequential things, and some things that I didn't plan to think about. They just popped into my head. I haven't thought about spanking much this week, now I come to think of it. I haven't even thought about not thinking about spanking. So there you are. That's the kind of week it's been. It's been a not thinking about spanking week. So, excuse me one moment. So we are approaching tricky chap Johnny Word. We're approaching the township of Ripley, which is handy because that's where I work most of the time. And that means that this video will shortly be coming to an end. And I would like to say that I very much hope that you have enjoyed this time that you and I have spent together. And I won't lie to you, it's been a very, very special time for me. And I can only hope that you have shared the deep and emotional connection that I feel that we have forged through this journey, not against all the odds, but against some of the odds. It's been moist, there have been some flooded areas. We're dealing with a phone that may or may not have an operative microphone, and it might have all been a complete waste of time. And this phone is too big for the mount and it vibrates, so you're probably shaking like a bowl full of bloody jelly, and it might all have been a complete waste of time. But I'll probably put it out there anyway because I've got nothing else this week, because I've been a lazy so-and-so. Well, no, it's not fair, I haven't been lazy. The weather's been too pants to go out and do anything. I would have liked to have filmed some Boaty's railways or Boaty's stations or Boaty goes dogging, and the weather conditions have not been conducive. So, hey ho, you know, these little things are sent to try us. These are the things we have to deal with. And I am now approaching work, and it is very much time. Look at the posh new Mercedes. It is very much time for me to say goodbye, and I will do that now. 3, 2, 1, goodbye! See you next time, my loves. Take care.